Well, welcome back to the programme. Donald Trump is still hoping to overturn key election results in an effort to retain the presidency. He's alleged, without providing any evidence, that there was widespread fraud in the battleground states of Pennsylvania, Georgia, Nevada and others. To date, at least 8 lawsuits have been thrown out by the courts, but there are plenty more to come. Well, here to discuss the president's legal strategy is Professor Tom Brooks, who's the Dean of the Law School at Durham University. Thank you very much for speaking to us. Could you just explain what is the legal basis for the challenges, the legal challenges that the Republicans are putting forward?
Well, a fabulous question. I mean, so there's a number of things that they are alleging, as you say, that have absolutely no evidence. I mean, so the kinds of things that they could say would be to challenge whether ballots were submitted lawfully. That is, that they have to be signed, they have to be dated, you have to note your correct date of birth on the forms when you submit them. So they might be looking for some kind of technical glitches that people have not properly signed and certified their ballots. That could be one thing. Another might be, another legal challenge could be on the counting, that there can be mistakes that are made in counting things. So that could be kind of pushing for recounts in various states. But I also think that these challenges are not going to get very far. I mean, mistakes happen all the time. However, they're often relatively small. And many of the states that Trump's looking at are actually Republican-controlled states as well, where there are Republican officials who are overseeing these ballot counting, which kind of further undermines the conspiracy narrative.
So what do you think the strategy is then of the Republicans, and how long of a time frame do they have to just keep lodging these new challenges?
Well, they don't have much time at all, because there will be inauguration happening in mid-January. So we're a little over a month away or so from that happening. And that's enshrined in the Constitution. So that's going to happen. There won't be any delay on that. So I do think that whatever legal challenges they're going to make, we've been hearing lots of threats about these things. There's been at least one case has been submitted to a judge. It's been immediately thrown out as based on just what was called hearsay evidence, just gossip and rumor and no facts at all to back it up. So I think that we'll see these cases coming fast and furious. I think we'll be seeing them probably this week. They're going to need to move fast to be heard and considered. But I also think that you're going to see them thrown out as fast as they are received, because there is no evidence that there's anything behind these lawful challenges. It's very specific grounds for being successful on this area of law, and they don't meet the test.
Because the example lots of people are going back to is 2000 and what happened in Florida with the hanging chads, but that was a very different type of legal issue, wasn't it?
It was a very different legal issue. So there you had this seemingly bizarre system in Florida where people had a little kind of pinprick thing to kind of poke bits of paper out of these election cards, and the cards would be run through a machine. And one of the issues was that the hanging chads, that people might have been shown their intention for Bush or for Gore in pressing down on this thing, but it might not have recorded properly. The issue here of recording the votes properly, they don't use that system anymore. One good conclusion of the Gore-Bush case was that way of doing things was thrown out. Is that this is more accurate, this is done better. And so I don't think there might be some recounts. It might lead to somewhat different final results, but we're talking maybe the dozens, at most a few hundred, where there's never been anything more than 1,000. And and Trump is going to need 10, 15, 20,000 or more votes going his way in any recount. So there's no evidence that there's anything on that scale. There's no hanging chads. There's no problems of counting machines and other things like you saw before. And
as
so
we keep
I
saying,
really
we
think
just
this is
can't
spurious.
see any evidence for these claims. Thank you very much for explaining to us how the processes do work, though. Professor Tom Brooks, Dean of the Law School at Durham University. Really appreciate your time.